Hi, hello, how are you? You're listening to I've Always Said That with your host, Brad. This is RuPaul's Drag Race UK Series 7, Episode 9. So Bonnie and Clyde has just been eliminated after the makeover challenge, which I hate the makeover challenge, but if you want my feelings on that, go back an episode on this. She's been eliminated with 2 badges by Katrin Feelings with 0 badges. Now, it comes into question like, does past performance and track record have an effect on the results of the lip sync? I think sometimes, again, based on what the producers want, but really sad to see Bonnie and Clyde go. I think she was an absolute huge competitor and a big threat to take out the whole thing. Like, hugely funny, amazing. Sad to see her go. I think she was in my top predictions to make it all the way to the end at the start of the season. But that means we are at our top 5 left. We have two badge winners with Elle and Bones now. Celexa has 1, and then Tayrus and Katrin both on none. However, Elle is the only one to not lip sync. So there's lots of different variations on what can happen, you know? So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. New day in the workroom, and to be honest, I didn't see Celexa being I think she's just never stood out to me in terms of like the storyline aspect. I think you can sometimes tell in the edit when people, who they're focusing on. And I feel more focus on the other ones rather than her. And that's nothing against her drag. I think she is being absolutely amazing. She's surprised me, especially her looks. But I don't know. I'm just getting this feeling that like something's not really clicking with her in the camera. Rue comes in and announces the Maxi Challenge. It's a roast. Karma is a bitch comedy roast. And I'm excited. The last roast on UK was absolutely phenomenal with Lavoie. I mean, that really has set the standard for roasts on Drag Race. Like, it was phenomenal. They have to roast their fellow competitors and the eliminated queens. I love that they bring the eliminated queens back in the UK. They bring them back for like the roast like this. They usually bring them back for the finale to show off their finale look. So it's like, I don't know, it just feels a bit more inclusive. Katrin and Bones, as the winner and the survivor of the lip sync last week, get to choose the performance order. Now, in Drag Race past, any sort of performance order or assigning of roles always usually has some drama, as people don't always get their preferences or feel like they're being screwed over. And this one goes pretty smoothly, I will say. Bones wants to go first. And I'm like, oh, okay, nice. I think she's trying to take this challenge by the balls and just really go for it and not let that inner saboteur get to her. So Katrin was like, oh, I was going to go first, but I'll go last. I think Katrin is seen as the comedy queen left in this group. So she's like, I'll go last, close it out with a strong punch, you know? They decide the order, and it's going to be Bones first, second Elle, then Celexa, Tayrus, and Katrin. A pretty non-aggressive lineup. I feel like it's hard to screw anyone over in this sort of lineup. Also, I don't think a lineup necessarily matters. If you have the jokes, you have the jokes. If you're funny, you're funny. The only time it matters is if you're in season 17 and Ariadne steals your jokes when she goes before you. Sophie Willen comes in to give advice and such. She's a comedian. I haven't heard of her, but she does seem very funny. And they actually ask some good questions. Katrin's like, how do you recover from after you've bombed a joke? And she's like, you just kind of got to lean into it, like acknowledge it almost, and kind of just laugh at yourself and like be like, oh, I thought that was going to get at least one joke sort of thing. Bones asked her what to do if you're nervous. And she's like, you got to ground yourself. And I'm like, oh, that's very delightful, isn't it? Ground yourself, babe. Yes. And then they come up with like a mantra. And if in doubt, titty shake it out, titty shake it out, titty shake it out. And then they get up and they all do it together. I'm like, oh, that's a little bit cringe, isn't it? Like, it's all kind of just like, they're like, okay, now everybody get up, do the mantra, look like you're all with one big happy family. And I'm like, oh, anyway, okay, sure. On to the roast. Like, they all just, like, the rest of the episode was them just writing the stuff and talking to each other. Nothing crazy. On to the roast. It's nice to see all the eliminated queens, especially those queens that went out a bit early, like Pasty, Viola, Nyong Bella. So it's really good to see them. Bones is up first, and she's giving, like, matronly hippie sort of vibes. I'm like, I love it. She starts talking, and then she hesitates, and she has to like take a minute, and it's like, oh, has she lost her nerve? Has she like fucked up? But she's grounding herself. She's grounding herself, everybody. And it's a bit awkward, but I guess because we have context, we're like, oh, we know what she's doing. And that's the power of the edit, isn't it? Like, depending on how they wanted Bones to do, they could have shown the advice that the comedian gave her about grounding herself, and then we see this, and we're like, oh, yes, she's used the advice, we see her growth. Or they could have not shown the advice, given her a weird edit, and then sent her home. Just saying, that's the power of an edit. She says to Pasty, as the pork chop pasty of the season, the first to go home, some people eat and leave no crumbs, whereas she nibbled and left. I'm like, okay, that's a little had a little bit of a chuckle in there. About Viola, in the sewing challenge, she was a seamstress. Wait, no, she seemed stressed. Okay, sure, wordplay. She takes off her wig to her Liam Gallagher wig from the Snatch Game, and I'm like, oh, you're in the bottom for that. You really want to go back to Liam Gallagher? Risky. But, like, she does a better performance this time than she was in the Snatch Game. I guess she's trying to show her growth and all that. Still wasn't really funny, but it was a lot better in comparison. But, like, the bar was on the floor, to be honest. So, you know. Overall, I would say, like, a solid performance from Bones as someone who's not a comedy queen. Clunky, but, like, it's not bad. Then we have up Elvosk, and she's kind of giving mother wearing caftan by the pool. She says Bonnie keeps her cards close to her face to hide her 5 o'clock shadow. Okay. There's something about Elle's roast that isn't really captivating me. It's not so much what she's saying, but it's more the vibe. I'm not feeling drawn into her performance. That might just be me. I don't know. She makes a joke about Bones getting her funny bone removed. I'm like, that's kind of low-hanging fruit, isn't it? Like, come in now. It's not great. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, it's fine overall, but there's nothing really of note to be talking about. Then we have Celexa, and she comes out in this, like, skin-tight dress with her big breastplate on, and they're, like, bouncing as she's walking up, and she can only take little steps. So, physical comedy right from the start, if you want to say that. Sure. She said, I found my inner peace 8 weeks ago when Viola was eliminated. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of funny. Viola's copping it this roast, left, right, and center. She says, Katrin loves Amazon. And I'm like, she's not wrong. That's just factual. And then my favorite joke of the night is after she saw Bonnie and Clyde and Marianne Joseph in the comedy challenge, makeover challenge last week, she wants to change her name to Sue Ann Seidel. Fucking hell. All right. Some of the jokes just don't make sense, but like she carries herself very well, and I think she is kind of giving. This is the episode where I kind of feel a bit more drawn into Celexa. I'm like, oh, I'm actually warming to you. Like, I think I just had like a idea of who you were in my mind, but now I'm kind of like, no, I like you. I like you, Celexa. Then we have Tyrus, and she just has presence immediately. She's the only one to not use cue cards. She's just completely off the cuff. She said as she first walked into the workroom, she was immediately attracted to Katrin because she's a big girl and that's just how gravity works. I'm like, fair play, funny. She bombs the joke and she says, oh, come on now. A polite chuckle would have been good. I'm like, okay, she's using the advice from the comedian. Nice. And then I think her best joke was easily, Nyong Bella, you represent black excellence. Black teeth, black toenails, but the dance moves are surprisingly white. And I'm like, fuck, all right. Pretty good, okay. And then we have Katrin Feelings rounding out the show. She kind of does this, she's like dressed up as like this typical Amazon hippie. Harsh but true. She pairs up everyone with some crystals. She's like, I would give you the clear quartz. And I'm like, it's just not really landing. It doesn't go anywhere and it's a bit convoluted. I'm like, it's not funny and it's not good. The funniest part of her set is after every time she says a line, she's like, oh, my sister. And I'm like, that's the only time when people are laughing. She then pulls out her Bonnie Tyler impersonation and she's talking and I'm like, fuck, there's a lot going on. I'm very confused actually. And it's terrible. Like Katrin as the comedy queen, she really didn't do well. Like I love her, but I don't know what's happened. I think she just kind of tried to bite off maybe more than she could chew, but none of it landed like at all. I would rank them as Bones first, which I really did not think I was going to do. Then Celexa, Elle, Taris, and Katrin. So, not how I would have predicted it, but there you go. Onto the runway category is English Country Garden Realness. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's a bit fun, a bit different. First up, we have Bones, and the first thing I say, this wig is so beautiful. That's like windswept and blown and everything. And she's wearing this like, I thought it was like moss at first. It's like this asymmetrical short dress with this kind of shoulder moment. And I thought it was moss, but it's actually like mold, like all the English cupcakes and your tea party's been left out to mold. I'm like, this is some really fucking beautiful mold, if I do say. She's got flyers attached to like fishing wire, like flying all around her. And it's really cool to see as she walks. Obviously, like the flyers move, so it actually looks like they're flying around her. And of course, gorgeous in the face, and her legs look phenomenal. They are glistening in that light. Yes, yummy. Then we have Elle Vosk, and she's giving like traditional English country realness, like queen almost. Like, yep, she's giving the queen. As I said, she looks like the queen in a confessional look. A beautiful floral like blazer with this huge black tulle dress. She's got accents of flowers on the dress, and then she's got this hat on. She's holding a blue hydrangea in honor of her Irish sister, winner of Drag Race UK vs. the World Series 1, blue hydrangea. I think it's a really solid look. It's nice to see. She says she always has like a bit of camp, a bit of funny to her looks, but this one is just nice, elegant, and done well. Hits the nail on the head. Now, for my favorite look of the night, above and beyond, Select's Addiction. She looks fucking phenomenal. Her dress is like this crafted, sculpted corset. She's got these arm pieces that actually have like bouquets of flowers sewn into them, with this beautiful dress with this long brown tulle train. It looks so wealthy, so delicious and luxe. And then she's holding this massive rose in her hand. She looks beautiful. This is the best I've seen her face. I love this wig. She looks phenomenal. So it almost looks like stained, like the paneling in the corset and the dress. It's giving like stained glass, this goldy green, this richness in it. And I can you tell that I like it? And then, of course, she made it herself. I would have liked to have seen another sewing challenge on this season rather than just the one, but every episode is a sewing challenge to Alexa. She fucking knocked it out of the park. Then we have Taris Mongardi, and she's giving us a Beyonce sort of esque moment, sort of referencing Lemonade, and she's got this, it's not giving English countryside, and not because of the Beyonce reference, but because of just like the dress that she's wearing. It's like this lemon print kind of cutesy girl dress, but it's not giving English. And I'm like, oh, she's just kind of missed the mark a bit. And speaking of missing the mark, we have Katrin Feelings, who's fucking got lost and was supposed to go on the Wizard of Oz stage because she looks like an Aussian, not an English country garden bitch. So, like the glasses, what was she thinking? She's literally wearing like John Lennon's circle green lens glasses. You look like you're from Oz, babe. And the outfit just looks so cheap and terrible. What English? I'm so confused. Are you in Alice in Wonderland with like a different color scheme? I'm confused, babe. This is not a good episode for you. I love you, but just it's not great. Bones, Elle, and Celexa get the good critiques, and then Taris and Katrin not so much. So we're obviously going to be getting the couple lip sync, as of course you start flirting with someone on Drag Race, you're going to lip sync against each other. That's just how it goes. In Untucked, Katrin gets a bit upset. She was doing so well throughout the entire competition, always at the top. She never got that win and got the badge, but now she's bombing, and especially bombing in the last comedy challenge before the grand finale. Like, that would fucking hit home to me too, so I can't blame her, really. Bones also brings up that she didn't like the shaking joke. Katrin made a joke about how Bones shakes and it caused an earthquake or something. And Bones, I think she went about it really well. She's like, I just want to say it felt like a bit of a jab. It's something very personal to me, and it didn't seem funny. I mean, nothing Katrin said was funny, but whatever. And Katrin was like, no, thank you for bringing that to me. I would never, of course, mean it in a harsh tone or an aggressive way. And I think that was a really lovely, healthy conversation, whereas some people would have just started, well, you take it how you want to take it, because that's not how I meant it. You need to learn to take a joke. But I also kind of wish they did do that, because I wanted some flair and Untucked in what's pretty much been a pretty bland UK Untucked series. So back on the main stage, Elle is called safe, and then Bones is announced the winner. And I'm not really surprised. I think that makes sense. Celexa is also called safe, and of course, Tyrus vs. Katrin lip sync. Here we go. The lip sync song is Mama Knows Best by Jessie J. And honestly, I'm not really impressed with either of their performances. Send them both home. Like, that way the couple can stay together. I just, like, they both performed, but you could keep either, honestly. Like, sure. Both their second time in the bottom. They both don't have a win. Okay. But in the end, Katrin feelings, Shantae, you stay. And I feel so bad for Tyrus. Like, she is clearly devastated. She's crying and she's actually, like, sobbing on stage. I'm like, oh, that must be absolutely crushing. And to go home the episode before the finale, her exit line is, as they say in the theatre world, blackout. And then she runs off stage. I'm like, goodbye, Tyrus. You will be missed. Next week is the grand finale. So are you Team Bones, Team Elle Vosk, Team Selects Addiction, or Team Katrin Feelings? I think I'm Team Bones, which feels like the obvious choice, but like, I don't know how I feel about this UK series as a whole. Like, it's been very fine. Like, yes, they've had their good moments, but you know, I think one thing they definitely need in the UK is they need more diversity in the casting. Like, it's for years and years. You look back at all the finales over the years, I think only a handful of queens of colour haven't been in the finale. It's been mostly white queens. And obviously, I understand that the UK is, like, different to the US. However, I think more Asian queens, black queens, queens of colour in general, I think would go a long way, of course, for representation, but also just getting variation in drag, different stories. I think that's really important, and I would really love to see that in the next UK season. What are you expecting for the grand finale next week? Leave comments below on whose team you're on. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at I've Always Said That pod. Remember to comment and leave a review and follow. It really helps us here at the channel. This has been Brad for I've Always Said That for RuPaul's Drag Race UK Series 7. Thank you. You're welcome. Love you. Bye.